What's up guys, it's Jay with Beginner Fishing, and today we're doing an on-the-water test of the Bonafide XTR130. If you're thinking about buying this beast of a kayak, then this video is for you. We're going to look at the features, look at the storage, and even give it a speed test. But first, dad joke of the day, what do you call a dog that swims underwater? A subwoofer. And that dad joke is brought to us by Dave Osborne of the Facebook group Kayak Fishing Dads. If you're not part of the group, head on over there and join the conversation. Now, when this kayak was first announced at ICAST 2024, everybody had their opinions. They either loved it or they hated it. People were saying it's not a kayak, it's a boat, it's too big, it's too heavy. It's 170 pounds, so this is a big kayak. However, it wasn't made to be your standard kayak, and I think the crew at Bonafide knew what they were doing when they made this thing. It is a huge kayak. It's 12 foot 7 inches. It's 40.5 inches wide. It's 170 pounds. That is heavy. It might be one of the heaviest kayaks on the market, but the weight capacity is insane at 730 pounds with a usable weight capacity of 560 pounds. You can legitimately bring your kids with you, bring a friend with you, your partner, whatever it is, on this kayak and not be in any danger of flipping this thing over. All right, as far as stability, super stable. I'm 235 pounds and I'm over here jumping on this kayak. It is crazy stable. I mean, most people won't be doing that anyways, but I'm up on the bow. I feel like Alex Folgera on the kayaks. He always tries to tip one. I'm sure he tried to tip this one already, but I mean, this is meant for standing. I don't know how often you want to do it. Now, also Steady Stick has a great product on the market as well, where you can put it down, super stable. It's a stick that you essentially hold just to keep your balance, because when you're up here, you know, you might want to hold on to something for a second. But even if you don't have something like that, I mean, it rocks, obviously, because it's a watercraft and you're on the water, but it is very stable up here. I mean, I'm going side to side, and there's no worries about tipping over. What's going to happen is you'll probably more likely lose your balance and take a swim that way than ever tipping this kayak. Now, what else is important besides stability on a kayak is going to be how comfortable your chair is, because you're going to be either standing to fish or you're going to be sitting to fish, and your fishing sessions might be 6, 8, 10, 12 hours. So you need something that's going to be incredibly comfortable, and Bonafide did it right with this chair. It sits incredibly high up. You're talking about 16 to 18 inches off the deck, so there's tons of space of storage down there, but you're sitting up, so it's easier to stand, it's easier to move around, it's easier to turn around. And being that this chair swivels 360 degrees, it turns, you can easily turn this chair to grab your lures in the back, to grab your rods, to grab your lunch if it's all the way back there, which will show you the Tankwell. It is huge, so it's important for this to turn so that you can reach back there. In addition to being comfortable, it's also adjustable. So you got these knobs right here on either side of the chair, and you could slide all the way back for a 2-seat position. You can slide it all the way front if you want to put more in your Tankwell. It's fully adjustable with the way you want to set it up, making it incredibly versatile with the way you can set up the seating along this really long rail. So in addition to your stability and your comfort of the seat, you also have storage space, which is incredibly important on a kayak. And this kayak's got it in spades. I mean, it has a ton of space. So this casting deck isn't just here for looks and to stand on. You have a ton of storage in there. So let me show you how it looks inside. So you have 2 front hatches essentially. So you got this one in the front, and it has these little quarter turn knobs here to unlock it, and these run down the length of the kayak. So this is my buddy's kayak, and this is where he keeps his gear that he doesn't want to get wet, as well as his battery to power his motor. I'll talk about the motorization in a second, but you can easily put multiple batteries in here, your wiring setups, your yak power system, whatever you want. There's a ton of space. These run down the length of the kayak as well, so if you want to store some rods in there, you can do that also. Because this is a casting deck, this front hatch, the lid is actually rated to hold your full weight. Like, it's meant to be stood on. You don't have to be afraid of it breaking in or anything like that. It's meant to handle the weight. So moving back from that, you have your other storage section right here, and you can fit a ton of stuff. It has the pads, it also has the track. So this is my buddy's fish finder. It's a smaller one because he brought it over from his Vibe. That's going to be the next part of his upgrade. So you're probably going to want some bigger screens on here, something you can reach from your seated position. If it's touch screen, something you can see well. So you probably don't want to get a small smaller 5-inch unit, you want to get a 9-inch, 10-inch if you can swing it. But regardless of the system, this can accommodate multiple large screens, smaller screens. You have these rails right here, making it fully customizable, so you can put one screen here, one screen here if you want a dual screen setup. You can also do the captain's bridge setups as well that some guys really like to do. And the storage underneath comes in clutch also. So we got another battery here for electronics, but you can put 3700 size Plano boxes in here, 3600. You can put extra electronics, your lunch, your camping gear, whatever it is. There's a ton of space under here. So between just these two alone, you're going to be set with everything that you need, especially if you're a tournament angler, because tournament anglers tend to pack a lot more for days on the water. And these are also secured down. They got these rubber straps right here that click in place so that it closes. And on the side, you're going to see an area that you can store rods. So you have these little cutouts right here. So if you want to run a rod along either side for storage, like horizontal storage, you can do that also. And of course, you got the rear Tankwell, which is adjustable because the chair can slide forward. If you push it up, you have a larger Tankwell. You can accommodate multiple Black Pack Pros. You could put a battery setup back here and your tackle box. The possibilities are honestly endless with the way you set it up, but there's a ton of space. There's also paddle clips along the side right here to put your paddle into if you don't want to put it on your side stager, which my buddy has right here. But this is a good example of the chair turning back to be able to access anything in the tackle box right behind you. So it's nice having that swivel seat so you don't have to stretch around or reach too far over if you're scared of tipping over. Now let's talk about the riggability of this kayak as well, because that's really important. This kayak does not come with pedals. It doesn't come with a paddle. It doesn't come with a motor. So you have to figure out how you want to rig it up. More often than not, you're not going to paddle this kayak. It is big. It's like a barge. It can be paddled, obviously, but you're not going to want to do it for very long distances. So you have the option of a bow mounted trolling motor, or what some guys do is they'll put a stern mounted trolling motor as well. Now my buddy Kyle has the Minn Kota Kayak Terova on the bow. Honestly, if I was doing this setup, I would probably do the same exact thing because I love the spot lock feature that Minn Kota offers. So if you fish lakes, if you fish deeper water and spot lock is important or GPS positioning is important, then the Minn Kota Kayak Terova is a fantastic addition, especially for the price. It goes seamlessly on here and it fits really well. You also get plenty of speed, which we'll show you in just a bit with this trolling motor. Now, if you opt for a stern mounted trolling motor, say like the Newport NK180 Pro or the NK300 or the Torqeedo, then you would put it back there. And that's great for guys who maybe fish shallower water, who fish rivers, or just want to go faster, because a lot of times those motors can outrun the bow mounted trolling motor. So if speed's your prerogative, you're probably going to want to look at a stern mounted motor. That said, one of the great things about this kayak is you can rig it with foot steering. So you see I got my foot steering right here. So we have the rudder in the back, and this controls the rudder obviously, so that way with the front trolling motor you don't have to be hitting the button all the time. You could just hit it straight and then steer with your feet. Now if you have the stern mounted motor, then you could do the same exact thing. You can just steer with your feet rather than using a handle or turning around to reach the handle or something like that. Now when you're rigging your motor, something nice that Bonafide included were these power plates. So that way you can run your wiring and drill your holes through those power plates instead of into the actual kayak. So if you ever change your mind or you want to switch to another motor, you can buy another plate, switch that in, and then you have no more holes. So they include one here in the front and they include one in the stern as well. So again, you're not drilling into your kayak, you're drilling into those power plate links. In addition to those, you also have plate here and a plate here, again, if you want to wire your yak power system or you want to run your wires and access the inside of the hole, you can do it right through there without having to drill into your kayak. Now I mentioned earlier you have a lot of space under your kayak seat. You really do have a ton of space down here, again, for another battery, for more gear, for camping gear, whatever it is. Because this seat sits so high up, you really can put a ton of gear down here and really load this thing down. Another great rigging feature of this kayak is all the rail space it comes with. So you have two on the front, you have the two on this front lid as well. You have two along either side of the kayak, about 3 feet long, and you have plenty of space to add rails if you want to do that, though I don't think you'll be needing to do that. You also get these little spots here that you can rig up as well. So you get these little cross-shaped patterns where you can put a rod holder. You can put a captain's bridge on the top ones. So you get them along either side of the kayak, but you have one in the middle, one in the front, you have one all the way in the bow, and you have one in the rear as well on either side. So that's 8 of them in total, just giving you more flexibility, more versatility for how you're gonna add things on this kayak. Now, if you're just getting started with kayak fishing or you're just wetting your feet, it can get really overwhelming when I'm talking about rigging and motors and all this stuff. So what I did was I put together a Beginner Kayak Loadout PDF, which I'll link down below. It has your safety gear that you need, rigging tips, advice, all your essentials that you wanna take with you on the water in one spot, completely free. So I linked it down below so you guys can check it out. Now we're gonna give it that speed test that I promised you. One cool thing about the Minn Kota Kayak Terova is it comes with a remote. In addition to having the iPilot, the spot lock, it has a little wireless remote as well, so you can control everything here. It has a lanyard, just have it on your neck. It doesn't weigh a lot, which is really convenient. So let's see how fast we can go on this XTR130. Again, this is 170 pounds, not including myself, not including the gear, just the kayak itself. So again, this is the remote. Once I tap this little bunny right here twice, it's gonna take us top speed. So let's do that and see how fast this thing takes us. I love having the bow mounted trolling motor. Again, I do mostly lakes, so if you're doing more rivers, then that's probably not the option you want to go with, but I like it. It's out of the way. I love the spot lock feature. It's really hard to beat. So we're building up some speed. There's not a whole lot of wind. As you see, the water is pretty glass, to be honest. So as you might be able to see right here, we're getting 3.5 miles an hour. 3.5, 3.53. So this is at max speed with a 12-volt motor as well. Again, if you're going to do the stern mounted motor, you're going to get a lot more speed out of this kayak, especially with something like a 24 or 36 volt battery. Let me know below in the comments what you think about this XTR. Is it too much kayak? Is it just the right amount of kayak? Or is it just not your flavor? And if you thought this video was helpful, YouTube thinks you might like this one right here. So until next time, guys, peace and God bless.